So, yeah, no need to show my belly in these pictures. I think it's already too much information as it is. Wouldn't you say? Anyway, yesterday's recollections were all about trying to relax my hips and my lower back to get the muscle cramps that are there to relax to get to the next phase. And the next phase, the very bottom of this, is that final sphincter. When I relax that, then the whole system will have fired off all the memories that are in response to each of those muscles that go down the back of my nervous system, which I'm imagining what's happening. It sounds, it's what it feels like happening. What's happening? I don't fucking know, but that's what it feels like it's happening. Anyway, couple of things. The pains from the other day, it was my shoulder like a month ago. That's completely gone. I don't think about it at all now. And for the last month, I've been doing a lot of weird twisting on the neck, and I've been feeling it's like a cracking's down in my neck. And I think that was about the memory of going through that Bronco with my head and smashing that window. And if you watch the one from yesterday, which I'm going to post up on YouTube in a few minutes here, and I'll put this one probably on the same day. If you watch that video, you see me remembering telling the story, and I'm starting to cry as I talk about it. It's so funny. I think of that, my facial actions right there were related to telling that story, I think. Anyway, as I'm telling the story, I'm reliving the story and I think I'm telling my friends, John and Thomas, my roommates at the time, about what happened, because, they didn't know where I was, because I was in the hospital until, like, the next morning. I think I called about like 1 o'clock, because that's when I woke up and I had to remember what the hell my phone number was. So I was knocked out unconscious until at least I gotta check with 100 Mile House to see if they can get my hospital records. I think just write that down real quick before I forget. 100 Mile House hospital records. Do they have anything? Because now I think about it. 100 Mile House. 100 Mile House hospital records. Hospital records from, would have been the summer of 85. 1985. Summer 1985. I just sprung a leak too. Just started sweating. I've been inside for 10 minutes now. I just started sweating thinking about this. Anyway, and there it goes. That's the memory. I do this a lot. The memories of rubbing my head trying to dry off the sweat. Anyway, the memories, and then doing this with the 5 o'clock shadow. I remember being in the car as a kid. And being behind Danny. Danny's driving the car, going to wherever the hell we're going. I'm in the back seat immediately behind him. And I see his whiskers on his face. And I'm thinking about his whiskers for some reason, right? On his face. And I think that his whiskers might have featured prominently in the sexual assault. I believe, because I keep him rubbing my face like this. And I wonder if that's somehow a factor. But the memory yesterday about going through the windshield of the Bronco, right? That memory I hadn't had. Like, I'd completely forgotten, because I hit the windshield with my head. I don't know if I beefed this up yesterday or not. I can't remember, because I haven't watched it yet. I just posted it. I recorded it, got sidetracked, uploaded it to YouTube, got sidetracked again. I haven't actually rewatched the content that I generated yesterday. So it's up on YouTube now. When I rewatch it, it'll be the first time I watch it. So as I'm retelling that story, I vividly did a thing where it was a motion where I was retelling the story, and I'm like, look, I went through my head. So I didn't know what happened. I didn't defend myself from this happening. So I didn't put on my arms and protect myself from hitting the window. I went right through it with my head, which means I didn't see it happening, right? So I couldn't have, I obviously, as a defense, I'm like, well, how could I have stopped it when I didn't know what happened, right? Careless driving. If you take it back a step further, I wasn't paying attention on my bicycle, obviously. So yeah, partially my fault, but how the hell are you going to get a kid who's making no goddamn money, living off $85 a week? $55 a week, $85 a week? I think it was $55. It was fucking nothing. Our rent was $185. We split it 3 ways. $55 each for rent. That's what it was. Let's do the math that real quick. 55 times 3. Yeah, fucking A. So the rent for that little apartment was $185, and we split it 3 ways. Oops, that didn't make sense. 185 divided by 3. No, it was $55 a month, because I remember telling that story. 165 was the rent, it must have been. Fucking Thomas was making good bank work at the mill, and he's still living in the one bedroom, like not even one bedroom, it's a bachelor pad. One room apartment with three guys living, three teenage boys living there. Christ almighty, what a bad scenario. Anyway, the point of the story was that yesterday, when I relived that memory, I remembered, for the first time in my entire life, I remembered what happened after I hit the car. And I'm standing there in the road, and in the video you can see me, I'm doing this with my head, because I'm proving to the guys that, look, I'm okay. You know, don't worry about me. Yeah, I hit your truck. I'm sorry about the glass. So when I hit it, on my bicycle, I hit his rear bumper. I went through his rear window with my head, shattered it, of course, in a million pieces, landed in the back of his truck. He's like, holy shit, the kid fell in the back of my truck. So he would have got out and pulled me out of the truck, and I would have stood there, and I'm like, I was probably a little wobbly, and I said, oh, I'm fine. And the memory from a couple of weeks ago, I remembered I thought I saw a tricycle. I thought it was a scary memory. Don't let me forget about the accident. So I thought it was a scary memory, but this ties into the thing, because I'm sweating again. So the memory that I had like a month or so ago, I thought it was a scary memory because I thought the memories were all scary, right? This wasn't a scary event, it was just an event, right? It wasn't any fear or anything. It just happened to go down quickly. There wasn't any fear. It was just bang, hit my head and got knocked out. Or I almost got knocked out and passed out afterwards. Anyway, so about a month or so ago, I had a flash of seeing like a bicycle wheel, right? And I remember seeing a big shape of a wheel, and at the time, I thought it was me remembering being scared of a tricycle, because I pictured a penny farthing with the one big front wheel and the small back wheel. That's kind of what I pictured at first. First I pictured a wheel, and then I saw a big wheel and a small wheel, I think, and then I thought it was me being scared of learning how to ride a tricycle, or being scared of a bike, right? Learning how to ride a tricycle and being terrified of doing that. Which still kind of fits. Because I was thinking about the memory of going through the car with my head, and I was on my bicycle, obviously, and when the accident happened, I would have had the bicycle, I would have standing next to it, I would have seen the shadow of the tire on the ground, perhaps. Maybe that's what I saw as I passed out. Because what happened was I climbed out of the car, and I told the guy, look, I'm okay, I'm shaking my head, I'm moving it back and forth. I'm like, I think I might have had a cut in my back of my neck or something like that. And I'm like, I'm fine, rolling my head around. I said, I'm fine, don't worry about me. And this, which is what I reenacted yesterday. But what happened in real life was, once I bent over to pick up my glasses, probably. Yeah, because the memory I do have, the one I do remember, is seeing my shadow on the ground, seeing my glasses, and bending over to pick them up, and that's when I passed out. I think I probably bent over, all blood rushed to my head, and I zonked out, and I woke up in the hospital. And that's all I remember. So I got to check and see if 100 Mile House has my records. I'm going to stop this right now. Actually, we can watch when I do this and see what happens. 100 Mile House Hospital. 100 Mile House. Mile House. Oops. House. That is on. 100 Mile House Hospital. So what freaked me out yesterday was that I remembered the bicycle accident, hitting my head through the thingy, and then I remembered in the hospital at the Jube a month or so ago, 3 weeks ago now, I've got the MRI, not the MRI, was it an MRI? CAT scan in my chest, and they mentioned that I had a couple of, there's on my neck, they said you got these two bones and one's longer than the other one, and I'm like, okay. They didn't explain why or how it could have happened, but now it just occurred to me that it might have happened when I hit my fucking head against that window, because I as hard as I could, smashed through the window with my head, right? And I would have been relaxed when it happened, because it happened so fast. It would have been spontaneous. Like I wouldn't have been able to brace myself. It would have been just smashed through my head. So who knows what the fuck happened to my neck when that happened, right? Which is, in hindsight, something to think about. But I'm wondering where that piece of bone went. Is it still in my head somewhere? Did it break off? Is that why it's shorter? Is that what happened? And if it did break off, where the fuck is it? Right? Could that be part of this? What's causing part of these problems? Maybe it's in there floating around, causing me some issues. Who knows, right? Maybe that's why my ear feels weird. Although it feels fine this morning, because yesterday when I did that big, I helped pop. I felt the joint go where it wanted to go, So anyway, let's see what happened on YouTube, and then see if that's up. And parking hours communication. How they say. I'm going to take some notes, but I'm going to call them up right now. 2503, oops, 95. Oops, that's a calculator, not a phone. 250. Oops. 250. Long screen. 395 7600. Okay. Pen and piece of paper.
You have reached Superior Health at 100 Mile District Hospital. If this is an emergency, please hang up and dial 911 or go directly to the emergency room. If you are calling for medical advice, please hang up and dial 811. If you know the extension you wish to reach, enter it now or choose from the following. For the lab, press 1. For the acute nurses station, press 2. For South Caribou Health Center, including home health, mental health, public health, and environmental health, press 3. For Millside Lodge, press 4. For Fisher Place, press 5. For chemo ambulatory care, press 6. For medical imaging, press 7. For admitting, press 0 at any time. The BC Ambulance Service can be reached at 250-395-3288. The RCMP can be reached at 250-395-2456. You have reached Interior Health at 100 Mile District Hospital. If this is an emergency, please hang up and dial 911 or go directly to the emergency room. If you are calling for medical advice, please hang up and dial 811. If you know the extension you wish to reach, enter it now or choose from the following. For the lab, press 1. For the acute nurses station, press 2. For South Caribou Health Center, including home health, mental health, public health.
I think it's 3.
You have reached Interior Health 100 Mile House at the South Caribou Health Center. If this is an emergency, please call 911 or go to your nearest emergency department. If you are calling to book a flu or COVID-19 vaccine appointment, please hang up and call 1-833-838-2323. That number again is 1-833-838-2323. If all appointments are full, please try again in a few days, as more appointments are being added as needed. Health center hours are Monday to Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. If you know the
okay, that's a waste of time. So anyway, my neck started feeling weird, different this morning. So this morning, the memories were coming up unheeded, which was the memory of the muscle memory of what it felt like when, at various times in my life, it appears that I was penetrated, for lack of a better word. And the muscle memory in my lower back just snapped again too. That felt actually, that was good because that helped it relax. It's the motion, the muscle memory has to happen to help that relax. I think I haven't figured out quite how to relax it otherwise. I don't think. I'm gonna try. Anyway, my neck hurts weird differently now. Like now it hurts over here now instead of hurt over there, and my lower back doesn't hurt as much. Yeah, the cramp on my rib cage, it's not tender anymore back there in my back. Yeah, a little sore, but it's not like white. Oh no, yeah, no, it's still there. But it's not white hot, tender like it was yesterday. So it's relaxed a bit. That muscle's relaxed a bit. So I worked through that memory, but there's still more down there, I think. It'll be quite the show when I see the psychiatrist on Tuesday. Anyway, I'm gonna put this up on YouTube to append the shit I put up yesterday.